currently we're heading into Memorial Day weekend. And as you might know, I've had a friend visiting for about the last week who has graciously helped me buck up some firewood and take care of some other things that I needed done around the cabin that I just didn't feel comfortable doing myself, mainly because I had to climb a very tall ladder to do so. So thank you for your help. But nonetheless, he doesn't really want to be on camera. Some people are camera shy, and I totally get that. So I need to take him back to the airport this morning. So we are headed off into Anchorage. Kenai's excited for this trip. Huh? You excited to go on a road trip? Yeah, you are? You're really excited, huh? Yeah. I have some fun planned for this weekend. Unfortunately, my friend won't be joining me, but another one will. And I'll clue you into what some of that is coming up here shortly. But in the meantime, I want to share with you some of the beautiful sights along the Glen Highway as we make our way into town. I'm dropping my friend off, who I'm going to refer to as Mr. Emoji from here on out, since he does not want to be on camera. So Mr. Emoji is going to get dropped off at the Ted Stevens International Airport here in Anchorage. Once he is exited the car, then I am going to be picking up my friend from Colorado. So I'm going to do an immediate turnaround here at the airport and come back in and pick her up. Oh, look, I just passed her. There she is, watching me as I drive on by. Nonetheless, I'll pick her up here at the end of the passenger pickup section of the airport. And then we are going down to Girdwood. More specifically, we're going to the Crow Creek Gold Mine. my friend from Colorado and we are actually going to be camping at the Crow Creek Gold Mine. I'll give you a little bit of history as we tour the gold mine itself, but it's located just before you get to the little town of Girdwood. I am sure that we're going to have a lot of fun. The campground at the Crow Creek Gold Mine has about 6 to 8 different little camping spots, 2 of which they have put up these little cabins. We decided to rent a cabin for the weekend, and they are super cute. They do have some traditional bedding in them, so it provided a comfortable place to sleep. It was really quiet here. Memorial Day weekend you would think would be super busy, but it was not. We had the campground to ourselves the first night. Some campers came in the second night, but it was still incredibly quiet here, very peaceful, and I would highly recommend staying here if you're ever in the area and looking for a place to camp. Well, Kenai's made himself right at home on my friend's lap, and luckily she really adores Kenai. She misses her puppy at home, and so Kenai's a good substitute. We had plans to go eat at the Double Muskie, but they weren't quite open yet. So maybe next time we come down this way, we'll have a chance to try them out. Nonetheless, my friend was asking us what we were planning on wearing to the Double Muskie should we have gone there.
What do you guys wear to, or bring to go to the Double Muskie?
What I'm wearing? What she's wearing?
I was going to be severely overdressed.
That's what I told her. I said, for Alaska, this is dressed up. I said, in fact, we're overdressed.
There's a couple places, but I don't like to go in those places.
I was telling her about going up to the restaurant at Alyeska. I said, when I see how fancy it is, I start acting like Bugs Bunny on poison.
I hope you use that in the video. Because I don't think you remember the video going right then.
I know it's going. The squirrel thought it was funny.
No, definitely. Thank you.
Yep.
See, that is awful.
Right, it worked out.
Normal again.
I'll tell you, this is the life.
Mm-hmm.
Personal chef, the dog that sits patiently waiting for his bite of bacon.
Except for thank you so much. These are delicious.
It is delicious. And thank you for cooking
Yes. Again.
and for coffee
You're welcome.
and for driving us everywhere.
Yes. My pleasure.
So this morning, we're going to head off to Hope, Alaska. And then from there, or maybe before there, we're going to hit the Wildlife Animal Conservatory or Conservation Area. I don't know exactly what it's called. And then we're going to head down to Seward and enjoy a dinner at, do you know the name of the restaurant?
Ray's.
At Ray's. So we'll see you on the road.
Thank you.
What was that tide you were talking about yesterday?
Boar tide.
Boar tide, and what is that?
You can Google it.
We have a unique phenomenon in Jernigan Arm near Anchorage. It's called a bore tide. It's a phenomenon that occurs here because we have a kind of a special shaped inlet. There are only two inlets in all of North America that are shaped like this: the Bay of Fundy in Nova Scotia and Turning an Arm, right just south of town. And we have a shallow, narrow, and long inlet. And because it's so shallow, narrow, and long, it's just the right length to create kind of a sloshing effect of the tides. Well, all tides, we know, come in for 6 hours and then they go out for 6 hours. Well, this is such a long inlet that the tide that's going out collides with the surge of the new tide that's coming in, and that creates a surf wave. And this surf wave starts working its way up Turning an Arm. It could be anywhere from a foot to 6 feet high, and it's very visible from the shore, and people like to go out and watch it. I think it's a very interesting phenomenon. It works its way up Turning an Arm, and you can leapfrog it with your car. You can get ahead of it and watch it come by and do this over and over, all the way from Beluga Point all the way up to Portage. There are a couple of favorite places I have between Bird Point and Girdwood. There's a little stretch of road in there where the bore tide is almost always at its best. There are people with surfboards and surf kayaks that like to go out and challenge themselves to see if they can ride this wave. The only thing is, if they miss the wave, they're going to have to wait another 24 hours before they get another good tide to ride. So it's a one-shot wave. Now you might want to know, how do I know how to time this bore tide? Well, there's a schedule of tides. You can get it in a regular tide table, and we have it on a brochure here at the Public Land Information Center. And it will tell you when low tide in Anchorage is. And our brochure will also tell you how much time after low tide you should go to these various places along Turning an Arm to watch the bore tide.
Legally, now that Kenai's barking, hello. I wasn't legally allowed to film inside of the Wildlife Animal Conservatory, which is fine because, believe it or not, it was really depressing. So, here's some stock footage. Just kidding. No, I'm not going to do that either. We are actually on our way to Hope, do a little touring, sightseeing there, and then we'll follow up with you wherever we wind up after that. So Hope turned out to be a bunch of nothing. Historic buildings that you can't get into, lots and lots of campers, and it looks like there's a party about to take place, but that's not my scene. So we're gonna head on out and see what else we can find. As we're making our way out of Hope, we all want a cup of coffee. So we're gonna stop here at the Kayak Coffee House. Unfortunately, they just closed.
You're all getting a muffin?
No, just I think you're just getting two.
Just two.
To the lemon ones and one of the blueberry ones. Yeah, let's do separately because, well,
So we got ourselves some muffins and some coffee. And let me tell you, these muffins are really, really good. Even Kenai said so, even though he hasn't gotten one. Oh, but he did get a homemade sourdough dog biscuit that he absolutely loves. So kudos to that coffee shop because they were just closing, had actually just closed, and they still gave us muffins and coffee. Not for free, of course, but it was well worth it, right? Ray's is a fabulous restaurant here in Seward that overlooks the harbor. So while you enjoy a delicious meal, you can take in all the beautiful sights of the harbor and all the charter boats offloading their catch for the day. After enjoying our meal at Ray's, we decided that we would head down to Sweet Darlings and get some ice cream. The shop is crowded, so I wasn't able to get good footage in here, but they have all sorts of confections and some fabulous ice cream. Kenai's begging for her ice cream. One of the things that I'm very thankful for is that my friends get along so well. It's always nice to see them together. They always have a good time laughing and talking. Who knows, there might be a little bit of a budding romance there between the two of them. Maybe. But then again, maybe I'm just playing matchmaker.
That mine thing opens at 10.
The next morning after a hearty breakfast, we took a short walk up for a self-guided tour of the old mine buildings. Crow Creek Mine was established in 1896 and is one of Alaska's most renowned hydraulic gold mining operations that produce an estimated 700 ounces of gold per month while at its peak, making it one of Alaska's largest producing placer gold deposits in the state. Over time, greater awareness of water quality issues created stricter federal regulations, resulting in the closure of hydraulic mining operations across the country. The challenges faced by miners working in such an isolated location are apparent and well preserved and maintained at the historic mining camp. Despite the closure of the mining operation, the Toohey family was able to turn this once thriving gold mining operation into a new gold mine, one of tourism. Though, as the future owners, Cynthia Toohey and her family stated, they were in the business of mining gold, not mining tourists. Cynthia Toohey and her husband, along with their family, took over ownership and management of the property in 1969 from the last true manager, Arnie Erickson. Since then, the family has worked hard to preserve the rich history and create an authentic experience for visitors. Cynthia Toohey herself passed away at the age of 86 peacefully on January 29, 2021. She was a former hospice nurse and also a state representative, but she lived a very simple life here at the camp itself. Her cabin was nothing like the modern amenities that we all have become so accustomed to. It had no electricity, no refrigeration, and no central heat, other than the wood stove upon which she cooked. To turn the thermostat down, she would simply open up the front door. Her refrigeration and freezer was simply a windowsill, depending upon the time of year and the weather at hand. To take a bath, a cast iron tub is filled with a gravity-fed garden hose. Then water is heated with a propane burner underneath. An hour and a half later, and it's ready. She only had a few dresses in her closet, but she was heavily adorned in gold, including a 2.5-ounce gold nugget she wore around her neck, and a .32 pistol she kept on her hip to discourage anybody from trying to take such gold nugget away from her. Crow Creek Mine offers a unique blend of historical buildings, antiques, rare mining equipment, beautiful gardens, and amazing mountain scenery. There's hiking trails, which include the historic Iditarod Trail, and access to explore and prospect the mine's original claims. The property is still producing gold to this very day and offers a great experience for families and more experienced prospectors. And who knows, with a little bit of work and a little luck, you might find yourself coming down with a severe case of gold fever. After exploring the camp, then my friend from Colorado and I decided we would try our hand at a little bit of gold panning.
When you're down at the creek, you want to have just about a handful of dirt in your pan at a time. You don't want it too heavy. You're going to add some water, get everything moving, loosen up all your gravel. Your water's going to turn murky and gray right away. That's that glacial silt in the ground. You need to wash all that out so you can see what you're working with. So you're going to be dumping out the muddy water, taking in the clear water. Continue to change that water out until it's completely clear in your pan. You want to keep your pan moving and shaking like this throughout the whole process. You want all this lighter material moving around and suspended in the water so the heavier gold can separate and sink down to the bottom of your pan. Now when you have clear water in your pan and you can see everything, all the material, you want to go through and pull out any larger rocks, anything like the tip of your thumb or bigger. We're trying to get it down to this finer sandy gravel. So when you've taken out all your big rocks and you have clear water in your pan, you give everything a few more good shakes just to get that heavy gold all the way down to the bottom. And then when you're ready to see if you have gold in your pan, you want all your material settled and covered in water. Take one hand on each side. You're really going to slow things down for this last part, tilting that pan in a circular motion, nice and slow. We're using the water to pull all this lighter material off of your heavy gold. Just bit by bit. Now when you find the gold in your pan, you can dump your water out. You'll be touching the gold with a dry finger and it sticks like that. and then you can pop it into your vial and take it home.
I think I found a piece. I think I found one. It's probably pyrite. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, we did not find gold at the river itself. The pay dirt that they give you to practice on did, in fact, contain some gold. Hence the name pay dirt. So here you can see what we found at the river. Very dull, not at all like gold. And above it, you can find several small gold nuggets that were, in fact, in the pay dirt. We want to take a moment and say thank you to all the brave servicemen and women who fought to help preserve the freedoms that we have here in this country. Your sacrifice has not gone unnoticed, and we appreciate each and every one of you. With that being said, I want to say thank you for watching today's video, joining us on our adventures, and we wish you a very safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. We'll be back next week with even more.